the About Me episode. So, my name is Zsolt Zsemba. I was born in Hungary, so Hungarian by birth, but I was about 9 years old when my family went to Canada. And so I'm a Canadian citizen. And many people ask, how did I end up here? Are you new here? Did you work here? Did you on vacation? Are you retired? What do you do? Etc., etc., etc. So, long story short, my ex-wife is from here, and about 25 years ago, November, December, I came to Indonesia and then to Bali. So it was 1998, the end of the Indonesian crisis where everything was crazy cheap, and I knew absolutely nothing about Indonesia at the time. Yeah, I regret not buying stuff, but anyways. So, came to Indonesia, met my then girlfriend / later wife, and many of you know my ex-wife, so you can go Google all that. But then we got married, went to Canada, and then later on I got divorced. Surprise, surprise. But anyways, after getting divorced, stayed in Canada, worked in Canada. We had a furniture factory. We supplied IKEA, the big yellow and blue, yes, and there's a whole other story to that, which I'll tell one day. But 6 years ago, August, so 2018 actually, my friend / producer Manoj Punjabi from MD Pictures, MD Entertainment, asked me to come and join him as COO for MD Pictures in Jakarta. And yeah, it was awesome. I thought about it for a little bit, had lots of conversations with my family, and I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I got a great job, great position in Jakarta. Explore this and see where it goes. And it led to here, actually. The whole thing, with my ex-wife and divorce and everything else led me back to Bali, which was always my dream, to actually stay here and stay here before it's retirement time. Try and enjoy life before you retire in this place where people are, generally trying to retire in some place like Florida or something like that from Canada. So I had a chance to come back to work in Jakarta, work in entertainment, work in film, and wrote, numerous scripts with my ex-wife, of course. Met a lot of people in the entertainment industry for years, so it was a lot of fun. But I was planning on staying for a year, ended up staying for a little bit longer, stayed on as COO for MD Pictures, and then we had that lovely COVID. Couldn't go home. Didn't really have a chance to do anything else. I had to stayed, and then I was working with MD Pictures, and I was involved with, and it was my project for Jakarta Film Studio and Formix sound mixing with Payoyo to put on the same property. And I also handled RDM, which is RDM Publishing, books like Lying and Putus, and My Lecture and My Husband. And of course with MD, we did Danur Dua Tiga, 2 and 3. We did Habibi Ainun films, KKN, Twivortiari, Asi, Ivana, so many films. So, my background in furniture manufacturing, family business, led me to, through my ex-wife, into entertainment, writing scripts, and writing now books. So, my book, Grow Back Tuju Tuju Tuju, it is out now. It's about a rich guy who's really arrogant, bad, etc. And slowly his business is bankrupt. His father dies, and he has to start from nothing with a Grobak, which is a food cart if you don't know it. So search Grobak, and you can search Grow Back Tuju Tuju Tuju. That's my book. Next book coming out is Dia dan Aris, Dia and Aris, which is a heavy drama based on some personal experience, some made-up stuff, but about life and how a teenage couple is handling that and trying to sort out their relationship. That's it. But the point of it is that I ended up in Bali, ended up in Indonesia, and it's where I want to be. It's very simple. Of course, there's other questions as to work permits and everything else. And yes, that is a situation that everybody faces who wants to stay here long term. It's either you open up a business, you stay with a kitas or visitor's visa, etc. But I'm lucky enough to be doing consulting work with a company in Jakarta, and I'm able to write my books, do all my social media, etc. And my social media led me to this. I figured I would share some of the stories from Indonesia, some of the stories from Bali for myself and Jakarta, because they kind of go hand in hand because, Bali is in Indonesia. Yes, it is. Bali is in Indonesia, people. Many people don't know, but it really is. So, anyways, this thing's on. Yeah, it's on. I ended up being able to live in Bali and live in Indonesia and write my books and do the things I kind of wanted to do. And right now, the entertainment industry in Indonesia is booming. Many people are opening up production houses, and there's a lot of help that is kind of needed in this industry. So more malls, more theaters, more screens, more movies, more production, more production houses, more studios, so on and so forth. It's a snowball. So the About Me section, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, my website, and that leads me to this. So I have the YouTube set up. I was doing some English classes, which was kind of getting boring because so many people would message me and say, "Hey guys, I want to learn English. I want to learn English. I wanna." But they asked, but they never really came to class, so to speak. So it kind of got boring with not enough people, and even though it was free, so maybe you got to charge for stuff. But people support me on social media, so I try and support them. Anyways, so TikTok has been growing further and further and faster, and so I just want to take another step to share more stories, a little bit more in depth. And if they're going to be all in English, I'm not really sure, but right now I'm going to do them in English. So all my social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, and my website are my name. So Zsolt Zsemba at all social media. And currently, I'm going to be focusing on sharing some of the stories from TikTok and my blog and rant. I can rant. I've just been ranting on the blog, which is just typing. But now I'm going to rant on Spotify and YouTube. And hopefully you will join me. And if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to know, message below and let's see where it's going to take us. The point of all this for me was 1,000 blogs ago, yes, over 1,000 blogs ago, I want to get on TikTok in order to get topics for my blogs and support small business in Indonesia, which we have done lots and lots of content. But that will be a separate video as to why and how some of these businesses are failing or not doing as well as they should. And so I started doing my blog, I started doing TikTok, and I just wanted to get material to feed off of each other. So one for TikTok, one for blog, etc. And that whole process basically led me to doing the podcast, because I feel there's so much more I can talk about on a podcast versus on a TikTok live or on a TikTok video, because people don't have the patience. Different audience and different kind of topics for myself and for TikTok and for Instagram as well. So I'll be putting some of these snippets on Instagram as well. But the point of this is just to get to know each other a little bit better, and hopefully we will connect on the other platforms, Twitter and LinkedIn and even Facebook. But just don't message me on Facebook because I can't stand Facebook Messenger. Instagram is really the easiest way to get a hold of me if you want to talk to me. If you don't, that's cool. But the point of the podcast is I can explore different topics more in depth, and maybe I can even appeal to a different type of audience. Right now, most of my audience is from Indonesia, and I'm speaking I'm trying to speak Indonesian, which we refer to as Bahasa Dapur, which means kitchen Bahasa, which kind of means it's a messed up Bahasa, but people tend to understand me. I can make myself be understood better than I can understand in the Indonesian language, but it's good enough to get by, good enough for social media, and so we're going to try and focus on this in English. So about me, there we go. Long story short, how I got here, and was basically the fact that my friend from Jakarta asked me to work for him, and I came back 6 years ago, and August 2024 was 6 years ago that I started work in Jakarta, and now I'm in Bali, Indonesia, living in Jimbaran area, and I will get into the different areas and why I love Bali in another video. So guys, Tunggu 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 is my slogan, which means wait. And my name is Zsolt Zsemba, and let's connect on other social media platforms.